There's no way I can be a part of this.
Why not?
Are you out of your mind? Look what you're asking me to do.
What I am asking you to do is to give our parents one final chance. That's what I'm asking you to do, Ridge.
No, Thorne, you're asking me to lie to Brooke. And that's only for starters. I won't do that. I can't.
Okay, listen, I admit what I'm asking is a bit extreme. I am asking you to go to Brooke and tell her that you love her and you made a mistake marrying Caroline. And yes, on the face of it, that is pretty bizarre. But Ridge, we are talking about ending a marriage that is the life and breath of our family. We don't exist without it, Ridge. Dad goes his way, Mother goes her way, and from then on, the holidays, the family gatherings, our home. We're never going to be together again, Ridge. It's either going to be Mother or it's going to be Dad. And that closeness, that tightness, that bond that we all know and feel is gone. It's totally gone forever.
So what are you telling me, Thorne? That this plan is supposed to break up Dad and Brooke?
No, that's not what I'm saying. If Brooke and Dad are truly in love, and if this is what Dad really wants, then he has every right to it. But my God, Ridge, if she is pulling a number on Dad, if there is even the remotest chance of that, I sure as hell want to know about it now before there's a divorce. And we can find out. You can find out by just putting Brooke to the test.
Oh, that's a nice outfit. Is it one of mine?
No, Clarke. It isn't one of yours.
That's still very nice. Very flattering.
You certainly would know about flattery, wouldn't you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, come on, Clarke. You've got all the right moves, all the right words. Very slippery. You've even got Darla working for you now.
I fail to understand what you're talking about.
What you fail to understand, Clarke, is that I am not as love-struck as my mother. She doesn't see through you when I do. And I'm going to chew you up and spit you out, my friend. Does that scare you? It should, because I mean it.
I don't know, Thorne.
It's not a big deal. The logic is simple, Ridge. If Brooke loves Dad, she is not going to waver just because you suddenly become available. And if she does, well, then I think you and I definitely have to agree that she has no business being with our father.
I still think this is unfair to Brooke.
Would you forget about fairness? If Brooke takes the bait, what is fair or unfair becomes totally irrelevant.
And what if she doesn't take the bait?
I will personally apologize to her, and I will tell her that I put you up to it. I will assume the entire responsibility, Ridge. All you have to do is perform.
You know, just to get you off of Brooke's back, I may just take you up on this.
Reference lab, Brooke speaking.
Logan, how are you?
Ridge?
It's me, all right.
How are you?
I'm free for lunch. Actually, that's why I'm calling.
You want to have lunch with me?
Are you available?
Well, I don't know.
Well, it's a friendly lunch. We are still friends, aren't we?
Yes, of course.
So can you join me or not?
Where?
The private dining room, say in a half an hour.
All right, I'll be there.
I look forward to it.
Bye.
Why the sudden attitude?
Come on, Clarke, you know damn well why.
Oh, the thing with Sybil in the photo studio?
Yes, the thing with Sybil in the photo studio.
Oh, come on, Macy. That woman came on to me like a Tallahassee tart. You can't blame me for that.
You know, Clarke, if lying were an art form, you would be internationally recognized.
I'm going to be internationally recognized, but it won't be for lying.
The seams on these dresses are perfect.
No, Saul. They are not perfect. Take a look at a Forrester dress. Check those seams out. That's perfect.
I keep telling you, we are not Forrester. We don't get Forrester prices. We don't want to be Forrester.
Don't we? Come on, Saul. What are you... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were having a meeting in here.
Darling, nothing you can't be part of?
Really? I'm not so sure.
What's this about the seams?
Sally wants the seams redone on all the dresses in the Crescendo group.
Well, then do them. The lady knows what she wants.
You redo them. They're your dresses.
Saul. Take it easy. Watch the blood pressure, will you?
You get this overblown schmendrick to treat me with some respect. Nobody talks to me like that around here.
You want respect, Saul? Then earn it. And by earning it, I mean working for it, which you do precious little of around here anymore.
Azoy, 20 years, over 20 years I have been in this business, and I have never had to live with anything like this. And now this schlemiel runs the whole show.
He's not running the show yet, Saul. Until wedding vows have been exchanged.
Well, it's just a matter of time. So until then, Saul, I'm in charge, so don't forget it.
Wait a minute, has there been a change in this agreement? I was under the impression that Clarke Garrison Originals was merely a pleasant idea until a wedding was held.
Please, Macy, let's not discuss this in front of the help.
The help? You hear what he said? The help? Like I walk around here with a bucket and a mop?
Well, that's a good idea. Why don't you
right.
start with the windows?
What is this? What am I running here? A business or a sideshow? Be quiet, all of you. I heard enough.
I've heard enough, too.
All right. Macy, Saul, would you mind leaving us alone for a while? Clarke and I have a few things to discuss.
What about the seams?
The seams get restitched.
been a while.
Yes. Ever since.
Since before I found out.
I'm sorry, Ridge. I can't imagine what you must think of all this.
You and Dad? It was a real shocker, Logan.
I really wanted to tell you. I just didn't know how.
Why would that be difficult? You love him, don't you?
Yes, of course. But
But what?
I don't know. Somehow I felt very strange telling you, of all people, that I was involved with your father.
Interesting.
What is?
You're telling me all this?
Why do you find that interesting?
Well, it just seems like if you're in love with someone, you really shouldn't care what other people think about it. Particularly former lovers.
I don't just look at you as a former lover. I shouldn't even have to say that.
How do you look at me?
That's a strange question. You and I were like soulmates. No one's ever touched my life the way you have. We will always be very close. Those are your words, Ridge. You've said them to me more than once. How's Caroline?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Why shouldn't I ask?
It just seemed out of context.
Out of context?
We were talking about you and Dad. My reaction to that. And our relationship. Well, maybe it wasn't so out of context now that I think about it.
My, aren't we analytical? Ridge, it was a simple little question.
How's the pregnancy?
It's coming along.
I always said that you carried a baby very well.
Thank you.
I can see why you didn't want anyone else to know. Particularly Mother.
I know what your family must think of me. You, Thorne, Felicia, and especially Stephanie.
How do you suppose we think of you?
That I'm some kind of homewrecker?
I've never thought of you that way, Brooke.
You haven't.
I've never felt badly about you. Never in my life. I've always believed in you.
Ridge, why did you want to see me today?
Sally, we're gonna have to make some changes around here. Saul is becoming a royal pain in the you-know-what.
Saul's the backbone of my business, Bucky. You know that. He's just going through an adjustment.
What's he do an attitude adjustment? He doesn't know the meaning of respect. He's a foreman. I'm upper management.
Uh-huh. That's exactly what you're going to be.
Which makes him my subordinate, right?
Wrong. You're not upper management, Bucky. You're not any kind of management. And you won't be until we have a deal. There is that small matter of a wedding to be performed and a marriage to be consummated. Remember?
Sally, of course I remember our agreement.
Good. I just wanted to make sure.
Sweetheart, it's just very important that Saul and the others, they understand my position in this organization.
You haven't got a position in this organization. Not until our wedding vows have been exchanged.
Of course, I mean, that's right, technically. But The staff has to get used to the fact that I will be at the helm. This could be called a transition period, if you know what I mean.
Transition.
Mm-hmm. A time for all those adjustments you were talking about. Saul and his attitude, Macy and hers, Darla. We're all going to have to learn how to work together under a new regime.
Clarke, I don't think you understand politics too well. You can't have a new regime until the old one's been replaced.
Well, it has been replaced.
Has it? Really? Where's my wedding ring? Where's the marriage license?
It's going to happen in time.
You haven't mentioned the word marriage to me since my proposal, and that was weeks ago. What does that say to you, Clarke, huh? I'll tell you what it says to me. It says you're behaving like a small-time grifter who is trying to con me into making a sucker bet.
Now, Sally, I told you. I can't be pressured into giving away my heart. It has to come naturally. Sweetheart, it's coming. It is coming.
Good. I'm glad to hear it, because so is Clarke Garrison Originals. You see, that is a concept that is coming. But it's not here yet. And let's not pretend that it is. Let's get a few things straight, hmm? This isn't a nickel game we're playing here. This is big business. So until you and I stand up in front of that priest, that minister, that justice of the peace, or that captain of the ship, or that judge, and promise to love one another until death do us part, until death, Clarke, I mean that literally. Until that moment, we haven't got a deal. And you haven't got a desk, you haven't got an office, you haven't got a label, you haven't got a sign on the roof. There is nothing for you in this organization. There isn't even a coffee mug with the name Bucky Boy written on it. You understand what I'm saying? Good. Then you will also understand me when I tell you that I'm tired of waiting. It's time to set a date for the wedding. Marry me now or never. Walk down the aisle with me now, or you can take that proverbial walk off the short pier. So, what's it gonna be? In or out, hmm? When's the big wedding? I need an answer, and I need it right now. Cards on the table, baby. I'm calling it in. No more bluffing. It is time to put your money where your mouth is. And that is final.
Why did you want to see me, Ridge? It wasn't just to have lunch, was it?
No.
Then it's about your father and me. Our relationship.
No again.
Then what is it?
It's about me.
You?
Yes.
What about you?
Let me ask you something, Logan. Just consider it hypothetical.
Go ahead.
If things weren't the way they are, with you and Dad, me and Caroline,
Ridge, what are you trying to say to me?
would you be interested in me if our situations were different?
But they're not different.
Maybe they are.
What do you mean?
My situation is different.
Your situation? With Caroline?
Yeah. I want to know if you and I could put something together. A future. I still want that.